There is reviewed research published in medical and environmental science journals showing that the space you live in directly affects your cortisol levels, your sleep quality, your blood pressure, your respiratory health, and your cognitive function. And most people have absolutely no idea about this. And I would argue most interior designers are not talking about it nearly enough either. So let's start with the most fundamental thing, light. Your body has an internal clock. It is called the circadian rhythm and it governs almost everything. When you feel alert, when you feel sleepy, when your hormones are released, when your immune system is most active. This clock is calibrated by one thing above all else: natural light. Specifically, the intensity and color temperature of light changes throughout the day, from the warm golden tones of morning to the bright blue and white of midday to the soft amber of evening. And your body reads these changes to know what time it is and what it should be doing. Now, most modern homes are designed with fixed artificial lighting. The same bulb, the same LED lights, the same intensity all day long. There is no morning light, no afternoon shift, no evening wind down signal. And the result: disrupted sleep, elevated evening cortisol, difficulty waking up in the morning, low mood in the afternoon. Symptoms that millions of people manage with coffee, sleep aids, and antidepressants. When the more fundamental problem is the light in their home. Good design addresses this. Large east-facing windows for morning light, skylights for midday, warm, dimmable lighting for evenings. It sounds simple. The impact is enormous. Now, I want to talk to you about something that I genuinely believe is one of the most under-discussed health issues in the design industry: indoor air quality. The Environmental Protection Agency and studies from multiple research institutions have found that indoor air can be 2 to 5 times more polluted than outdoor air. In newly renovated or freshly furnished homes, this number can be even higher. The reason is a class of chemicals called volatile organic compounds, VOCs. These are chemical gases that are released, sometimes for years, by the materials in your home. Your paint, the adhesive used to install your flooring, the pressed wood in your furniture, MDF, particle board, plywood which contains formaldehyde, your synthetic carpet, your sealants and varnishes. These chemicals are not inert. Prolonged exposure to VOCs is linked to headaches and migraines, respiratory irritation, and aggravation of asthma, hormonal disruption. In high concentrations and long-term exposure, some are even classified as carcinogens. Think about that. The materials in beautifully, freshly renovated homes, the home you worked hard to create, may be quietly affecting your health every single day. The solution is not complicated. Low VOC and zero VOC paints are widely available. Natural materials, solid wood, stone, terracotta, lime plaster, emit nothing. These alternatives exist, but choosing them is a design decision. Our bodies evolved in nature over hundreds of thousands of years. For the vast majority of human history, we woke up with natural light, spent time outdoors, heard birds and water and wind, touched soil and wood and stone. We have now been living in sealed, concrete, artificially lit, synthetic material environments for approximately 100 years. 100 years against hundreds of thousands. Our nervous systems have not caught up. Research from Japan, Scandinavia, and the UK have consistently shown that even 20 minutes of exposure to a natural environment measurably reduces cortisol, lowers blood pressure, and improves mood. Studies of hospital patients show that those with a window view of nature recover faster, require less pain medication, and report better well-being than those in identical rooms facing a wall. This is not gentle wellness advice. This is biology, and it has profound implications for how we design homes. Two more things that most homes completely ignore: ventilation and acoustics. A study published in the journal Environmental Health Perspectives found that people working in well-ventilated spaces with low CO2 levels scored 61% higher on cognitive function tests than those in standard sealed office environments. 61%. Your sealed air-conditioned room with its recirculated air and rising CO2 is affecting how clearly you think, how quickly you make decisions, and how creative you are. Now let's talk on acoustics. Hard floors, high ceilings, empty walls create echo and reverberation. This creates constant low-level auditory stress. Soft surfaces, curtains, plants, they absorb sound and create acoustic calm. A quiet home, a quiet office is not just pleasant, it is restorative. Let me introduce you to a concept that I think about in almost every project I work on: biophilic design. Biophilia literally means love of nature. Biophilic design is the practice of connecting buildings and interior spaces to the natural world. It is supported by the Japanese concept of Shinrin-yoku, that is forest bathing. Studies have shown that walking through a forest triggers the release of phytoncides from trees. These natural compounds increase the activity of natural killer immune cells, reduce adrenaline, and lower blood pressure. The effect lasts for up to 30 days after a single forest visit. Biophilic design tries to bring the same of this indoors. Plants that clean the air, natural wood that carries the scent and texture of the outdoors, views to sky and nature, the sound of moving water. So what does all of this mean in practice? It means we orient the building to maximize east-facing morning light. It means we specify low VOC paints, natural lime plaster, solid wood over MDF, stone and terracotta over synthetic flooring. It means we design for cross ventilation. It means we include views to nature from every primary living space. It means we bring natural materials in: wood, stone, coir, clay, cotton, jute. It means we create more acoustic comfort through soft surfaces, plants, and open planning. None of these things are complicated, yet together they produce a space that does not just look beautiful, it supports the health and well-being of the people inside it. That is what I mean when I say healing design. If you are designing a home, a farm stay, a wellness retreat, or any kind of living space, I hope this video changes at least one decision you make. Choose the low VOC paint. Plan for a window that gets morning light. Plant something. Open the windows. Bring in a material that came from the earth. These small decisions create real impact. Subscribe to this channel for more on sustainable design and healing spaces. And if you are planning a project, my link is in the description. I would love to have a conversation. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next one.